the crossbar.
Mitchell left fielder down for a base hit.
Hunterdon Central is going to win the state finals here tonight.
Mark it on the board. Touchdown, Red Devils. On the deflection. On the deflection. Hunterdon Central.
And join us here on the Red Devils pregame show here on the HCTV live stream. Red Devils senior Ashley Mitchko. So Ashley, let's talk about how this season has gone. We're going into the quarterfinals of the Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament. How important is it for you guys to have a big show in counties?
I think that is really important considering the season that we had last year. I don't think it really determined how we are as players. And I think we have a really good team this year. We're all really close, like a family, and we're able to give each other good constructive criticism without having it be personal.
Ashley, that's been a common theme when I've been talking to some of the girls this year. How rough last season. What did you learn from having a really rough year like last season?
I think we got really defeated early out in the season, and we kind of lost our confidence, but I think it's important to just keep fighting and not have that determine one game or one goal determine the rest of the season.
Ashley, what does it say about your team that you guys, a lot of these players were part of that last year. What does it say about you guys that you were able to rally and bond this year?
I think it shows how much we really want it and how good we work well together, and if we all communicate and we all want the same thing, we'll be able to achieve it.
And that was Red Devils senior Ashley Mitchko. Stay tuned next for Hunterdon Warren Sussex County tournament action.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to HCTV for some field hockey action on a special edition as it's the Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament. I'm with Julia Labate and I'm Ryan McKeown, and here is some field hockey action. So Julia, what do you expect in this matchup?
Two very good teams. Hunterdon Central, 5th in the seed. Kittatinny Cougars way lower, except they did beat the number 4 seed, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Just recently, so we will see how this match turns out. It's slightly a gloomy day, so not the best weather, but also not too hot, so it won't impact playing. Also not too cold. No rain as of right now. Hopefully that does not change. But Central and a group together, just going over last-minute thoughts before the quarterfinal game, Kittatinny Cougars versus Hunterdon Central Red Devils begins.
We don't see the Kittatinny Cougars often as they play in the Northwest Jersey Athletic Conference. So with the Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament, it's kind of dicey because you don't really know the other team well as much as you know teams in your own conference. So I think Hunterdon Central is favored to win as we do play tougher opponents compared to Kittatinny. However, both teams are really good, over 500. Kittatinny is 5-2-2, while Hunterdon Central is 8-3-1. Any other thoughts before we go into this matchup?
As an athlete myself, I've played in the Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament, not for field hockey, but for track and field. It's just really important for these girls, especially since it's the quarterfinals. They really are just thinking about advancing. Losing this game is not an option for them. All they are thinking about is getting a win today. Both teams, even, not just Hunterdon Central.
Taking the face-off will be Ashley Gebhardt with Amanda Walker and Jelly Schnell at her wing. We had a really interesting loss last game against Belvedere, who we won against in the Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament, which was pretty surprising. The draw will be taken soon. And Ashley Gebhardt passes it to Caitlin Redmond. A whistle was blown and Hunterdon Central was awarded possession, and Caitlin Redmond will hit it from the 45. Caitlin Redmond has a pretty good season. A good workhorse for the field hockey team. Always there, getting plays done. Excellent playmaker for this squad. Whistle is blown, and Redmond will take the pass in. Redmond passes it to Schnell. Schnell fights off a mystery number. The coach didn't put number 10 in the lineup. Scally loses possession against Kittatinny. Capone regains possession. Kittatinny is on the possession by number 45, Peyton Kelly. Midfielder, 6 points. Whistle is blown. I think number 10 is going to be the one passing it in for the field hockey, for the Kittatinny Cougars. She passed it to Rayleigh Dipple. Another whistle was blown.
Looks like some slight confusion on the field right now. One of the officials is giving a call towards 11.
It's a green card, which means Central has the one-man advantage, and number 11 is coming off the field, going to be sitting in the chair, as Central's been giving a 2-minute man advantage. So Kittatinny's on the penalty kill. Hunterdon Central is on the power play. So it's very similar to ice hockey, but there's some tweaks that gives field hockey its own identity compared to ice hockey. Whistle is blown, false start possibly, as the ball gets hit out of the playing field by Kittatinny with that false start. Number 45, Payne Kelly, will hit it in for Kittatinny. Amanda Walker intercepts Kittatinny's attempt to get some offense, as number 28, Cameron Volpe, passes it to Payne Kelly, trying to create some offense for the Kittatinny Cougars. Scally will gain the possession for Hunterdon Central, and she will be hitting it from, I presume, the 35-yard line. Schnell on it. Kittatinny trying to quell her attempt. Schnell passes it across to Gebhardt. Goaltender Abby Albert stopped that attempt from even happening. As ball gets hit out, Central will possibly gain possession of the ball. Ball rolls out.
That's going to be Caitlin Redmond on the hit. Caitlin Redmond's a senior this year. She also plays softball varsity last year on softball, as well as varsity on field hockey. She controls really nicely. Unfortunately, no one available for her. Now it's in Kittatinny's hands.
Gebhardt trying to get it in the net. Wasn't so successful, however, the Kittatinny Cougars are on possession. And Cameron Volpe hits it in. Another whistle is called. Central has possession. Play attempt by Walker got blocked by a Kittatinny player. As Sponzo's on the ball, trying to make a play happen. She's getting swarmed by several Kittatinny players. Parents are quite rowdy tonight, for sure. And Amanda Walker is taking the short corner for Hunterdon Central, as Kittatinny elects to have 4 defenders in the goal alongside the goaltender. Very compact, sardines in a can. As the ball goes out, number 10 from, some confusion. Caitlin Redmond has possession of the ball, passes it across. Sponzo tries to get it out of Julie Curtis's hands. Indeed, she does regain possession for Hunterdon Central. Passes it to Maggie Scally as she rifles it in. Abby Albert fighting it out with her blocker. Hunterdon Central with a goal, leading 1-0 against the Kittatinny Cougars. There were so many sticks, you couldn't tell who had the last touch.
Amanda Walker had that goal for Hunterdon Central. Amanda's 10th goal of the season. She is a D1 recruit for Rider University, so exciting to see what is happening for her in her future.
Yeah, and this goal puts her point total up in the 20s. Now she's at 21 points this season, as goals are counted 2 points per player. Kittatinny is trying to create some offensive action to tie the game up. When you're in field hockey, if you have a deficit, it's definitely hard to get yourself out of that hole. Hunterdon Central trying to fight back as Kittatinny is trying to make advances. Caitlin Redmond strips number 45, Peyton Kelly, from possession. As Cameron Volpe has possession, slashes a Hunterdon Central player. Lucia Capone in the legs as Caitlin Redmond now gains possession for Hunterdon Central, passes it to number 10, unknown number, as Coach Emily Wisniewski did not put number 10 in the New Jersey high school sports system. Number 18, Caitlin Redmond will hit it in for Hunterdon Central. Lifts it over to Sponzo, but deemed as a dangerous lift. Kittatinny will have possession of the ball, and Cameron Volpe will hit it in. So, any thoughts about the current play, like offensive, defensive strategies?
You know, nothing major right now. Amanda Walker specifically has had some nice runs with the ball, really moving it forward. One of my favorite players, Scally, she's super aggressive on the ball. When she has possession, she knows exactly where to put it, how to get it up to the forward, just a big hit up to the upper third of the field, which I love personally. Aggressive movement, but very strategic as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. Maggie Scally is a beast with gaining possession for Hunterdon Central. And she's one of our athletes we've interviewed for field hockey game. I think we've interviewed her, against Belvedere when they won 4-2 against the County Cedars. So honestly, a complete player, can score, can defend, and can create plays. So definitely keep an eye out on number 24, Maggie Scally. Caitlin Redmond with possession, however, loses it to Cameron Volpe. Cameron Volpe has been on the possessions for Kittatinny. Probably one of their driving play forces, a cornerstone for their program. Adriana Duda trying to quell Kittatinny alongside with Lucia Capone. The number 13, Samantha Rutenberg, sophomore, has been making it hell for them. Lucia Capone hits it. Whistle's been blown. Clock has been stopped at 7 minutes, 25 seconds. Hunterdon Central still leading 1-0. Some discourse among the refs. What do you think could possibly be the call?
I'm going to be honest, it looks to me like he dropped his visor.
Yeah, we have no idea.
The game stopped and he picked up his visor, so
the clock
you could go with that.
Dropped visor. The call. Dropped visor. Cameron Volpe will hit it in for Kittatinny at the 40-yard line. Kittatinny and
Anna Susi.
Anna Susi, sorry, I'm like, the names are hard to remember. Anna Susi intercepted that possession. And Jossie Sponzo tried to pass it to Redmond and gets it in the possession of Jelly Schnell. Schnell, second place with points with 15. Been known as a top junior in the state for field hockey alongside other county opponents. Very good job. Only Central player on that list. Cameron Volpe getting swarmed by Redmond. Number 15. 45 actually, Peyton Kelly. Hits it out and Redmond will hit it back in to play. Jelly Snow trying to chase it. Most likely is going to go in the possession of Kittatinny as it knocked off your stick. Let's see what's going to happen next. Number 11, Rayleigh Dipple will hit it in to play, and Gebhardt intercepts that pass, passes it to Schnell. So trying to avoid Rayleigh Dipple. Ball rolled over Cameron Volpe's foot, and Anna Susi's on it. Passes it to Duda. Duda trying to make a scoring drive. Abby Albert kicks that drive out. Scally on number 30, Julie Curtis of Kittatinny, and Kittatinny will have Scally has possession from the 20-yard line at the maybe around the 18-yard line. Scally rifles it. Dangerous? No, not dangerous left.
That's Ashley Gebhardt charging after the ball. She gains possession, looks to cross it over. Amanda Walker there has the clears out.
Abby Albert prevented that happening. She's like, nope, not letting you score again on me. Super good scoring chance behind her in Central for sure. So with Hunterdon Central, they're known for scoring chances in games they played, even especially against Belvedere at the Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament. They had so many opportunities. They were on the ball for, it seems like, forever. That's how good Hunterdon Central is, and they have depth across their lineup. You can have so many different combinations of players, and they still get the job done, which is a really important thing when you're building a roster. So, how's your day today, Julia?
Oh, pretty good. You know, I was talking to some of the Hunterdon Central girls field hockey players before the game. They were talking about how crucial this game was to them. Anna Susi and Danica Podinker specifically was who I was talking to. And when they were referring to the game, they said, after we win, not if we win. So that just shows the positivity they're bringing into this game and how much they really want it. So it was great talking to them about that. That was in pre-calculus right before the day ended, right before 2 o'clock when we get out of school. So not too much time in between start of the gameplay and the end of school. So pretty impressive how Hunterdon Central has been able to just get straight onto the train and perform well today during this game.
For sure, and even with that pep rally too on top of that, mental exhaustion could possibly be a problem, but Central is managing with that really well. Amanda Walker trying to get it in. Abby Albert said, nope, not again. Wow. Abby Albert with the barrage of shots by the Hunterdon Central offense. Whistle was called, and Kittatinny will hit it from the 20-yard line. Cameron Volpe with the possession. Kaylin Redmond on her. So is Lucia Capone. Capone stopped that. However, it hit off of her, and Cameron Volpe continues with the possession. Redmond tries to quell it, but number 11, Rayleigh Dipple, was on it. Dipple to Volpe. Now we have Scally trying to get the possession for Hunterdon Central, and she does. She wins that ball battle against Kittatinny. We've praised her before, and we're praising her again. Maggie Scally is known for getting possessions back for Hunterdon Central. Very impressive player.
Not only possession, but she moves the ball really well. She knows exactly where she wants the ball before she even receives it, which is what I really do admire about her as a field hockey player.
For sure, and being that one step ahead will actually benefit your team and yourself as a player. Very good, very deadly, very lethal player. You do not want to have if you're on the opposing team and you don't have a Maggie Scally on your team, you are toast. Kaylin Redmond will be hitting it from the 25. Sometimes I mix that up as the 30-yard line in the football unit during gym class when we're passing. Gebhardt loses possession. Surprising, and it actually goes off of the Kittatinny player's stick as Redmond has possession. Rifles it to the goal. Abby Albert said nope and kicks it out of play. The JV players on the sidelines getting new balls in for the team. It's been helping the game go quite smoothly for Hunterdon Central. As 52 seconds wane on the clock. Kaylin Redmond. Dangerous lift. Apparently, dangerous lift was called against Redmond. Maggie was on it. 30 seconds left. Let's see what Central's going to do. They're probably going to run out the clock and recollect themselves for the second quarter. And Hunterdon Central is awarded a short corner as Amanda Walker heads to the corner, and I think there was a penalty against the defense, and the team Central was awarded a short corner. Maggie Scally was trying to rifle that in. Number 10 for Kittatinny, unfortunately, blocks that attempt as the first quarter has ended. 1-0 Hunterdon Central against Kittatinny. We'll be right back for the second quarter. And we're back for the second quarter of the game. Same lineup for the first line. We have Walker, Gebhardt, and Schnell taking the draw. The clock just started. Gebhardt has possession, passes it to Schnell. Kittatinny has been swarming Schnell. Kelly said nope and gained possession back for the Kittatinny Cougars. Actually, no. It was Redmond's going to take the possession at the 25-yard line for Hunterdon Central. Redmond getting swarmed by Kittatinny defensemen. Hits someone and the ball goes out. Kittatinny players running after the ball, surprisingly. The game. Number 23 for Kittatinny is going to start with the possession for the second quarter. Passes it to, meant for 13, ended up with Lucia Capone. Capone passes it to Redmond. Capone trying to prevent the Kittatinny possession, and Kittatinny still was awarded with the possession. Duda trying to quell that. She did successfully and passed it to Capone. Kittatinny interfered with that pass from Capone to Redmond. Redmond gets back the possession as she's getting swarmed by the Kittatinny players. Volpe on the possession for Kittatinny. However, it's getting cornered by several Red Devils.
Adriana Duda tries to clear that one. Jelly Schnell now with the ball. Controls, gets possession, passes it to Ashley Gebhardt. Unfortunately, the pass was just a little too much. Ends up in Kittatinny's hands.
And Kittatinny is on the possession, however, pass doesn't go her way, goes Kittatinny ways, and Capone quells it. However, goes out of bounds off of Capone's stick, and Pink Kelly takes possession for Kittatinny. Ball gets hit in. Amanda Walker intercepts that pass. Anna Susi is on it.
Anna Susi with a great pass to Amanda Walker. Unfortunately, Kittatinny gains control with some strong defense.
Yeah, Kittatinny has been trying to get back at that deficit they have 1-0 from Hunterdon Central. Like with previous field hockey games, when you're down a point, it feels like a big mountain to climb. But once you get back, it could be a different game. So you try and want to limit any offensive chances from Kittatinny if you're Hunterdon Central. And if you are Kittatinny, you want to get back on that board so you can flip the game in your favor. Anna Susi tries to prevent it, but Kittatinny gets back on possession. Duda trying to quell Kittatinny. whistle was called, and Hunterdon Central is going to their net. So a short corner is awarded to Kittatinny, and number 22 will be taking the short corner for Kittatinny High School. So Hunterdon Central is electing to have Lucia Capone outside the net with Duda and I think Scally and Podniker and one other defenseman in the net. Trying to quell it. Goes out. Tries to get the rebound for Kittatinny. Was unsuccessful as the ball goes out of play. Short corner has been killed by Hunterdon Central. Crisis averted. And Central has possession with Duda taking it from the 15-yard line. Browinski checks in for Hunterdon Central as Payne Kelly intercepts her reception. Tight corner battle with Kelly and Capone. Kittatinny is trying to get possession, however, Capone quells it. Schnell on the possession, on the side of the field, however, tries to pass it to Gebhardt. Kittatinny player blocks it. Schnell loses possession as Kittatinny hits it from the 45-yard line. Schnell is also known for her lacrosse skills. Plays varsity for the lacrosse team. Duda tries to pass it to Rowinski. Shot goes too wide. Volpe has possession for Kittatinny. Goes off of Rowinski's foot. No turnover called. Very dangerous situation for Hunterdon Central. Crisis averted, however. Gebhardt's on the possession with an odd man rush with Schnell and Walker on her side. Tries to do the cross-handed pass, but was a little unsuccessful. However, Gebhardt claimed it. Schnell's on it. Schnell. Super close. Abby Albert said nope. Possession is with Kittatinny. Kittatinny lifts it a little wide, and Duda quells that offensive opportunity as Rowinski is on the. Rowinski was on it.
You know, Adriana Duda, that central defensive player, you can see when everyone's up forward trying to just get to the goal, she stays back, and that just shows the amount of patience and the amount of discipline she has for this game. She knows that she is responsible when Kittatinny gets the ball and is in possession, because it really genuinely comes down to her on defense and then Danica Podinker in the goal. Not much action for Danica Podinker today because of the nice defense coming from Adriana Duda as well as Lucia Campone. But just to point out, Danica Podinker has had 53 saves this season and has played 9 games, so overall pretty impressive from her. She was on varsity last year, I believe, as well as the starting goalie or possibly the second half goalie.
For sure, and on average that would be about 6 saves a game. Very good job by Danica Podinker trying to keep it out of the net for Hunterdon Central. Central with Capone, rifles it. Gebhardt's on it. Abby Albert's trying to prevent it. And it is in. 2-0, Hunterdon Central. I think that was Gebhardt with the final possession. Final hit.
Very nice job overall from Ashley Gebhardt. Gebhardt has been on varsity for the last 2 years. She's played all 4 years for field hockey. She's also a part of the Hunterdon Central track and field team. She does sprints, I believe the 200 and the 400 for Hunterdon Central, and competes in both the winter and the spring season.
3-sport athlete for Hunterdon Central. Very impressive. As Capone with the possession, Payne Kelly intercepts that pass meant for Gebhardt as Sponzo is trying to get the ball out of Kelly's possession. Susie. Susie's on Kelly. Susie getting dangled and deked by 45, Payne Kelly. Whistle is blown. And Kittatinny has possession and will be hitting it from the 42-yard line. And Hunterdon Central, Jelly Schnell is on it, top junior for field hockey in the state of her grade. And Ella Rowinski is on the possession for Hunterdon Central, passes it to Schnell. Schnell loses possession, however, Capone and Gebhardt is chasing it down. Capone passes it to Rowinski as the ball goes out and Kittatinny regains possession. Kittatinny trying to fight back, however, whiffs the ball, lifts it to Hunterdon Central as Ella Rowinski gains possession. Kittatinny player falls. Hunterdon Central gains possession and will be hitting it from the 42-yard line. Rowinski to Sponzo. Sponzo attempt at getting it in the net goes wide, super close. Abby Albert has been managing with these barrages, however, two have gone by her by Walker and Gebhardt, two excellent seniors for Hunterdon Central field hockey team on the offensive end. Gebhardt with the possession, tries getting it in, Albert said no. And Schnell is on it. Schnell tries to get it in, but Kittatinny defensemen were on it. Rowinski trying to get that position back from Kittatinny as Scally gets possession. However, pass goes wide and over Capone's foot, and Volpe will get possession for the Kittatinny Cougars. As number 21, Sloan Coddington has checked in and passes it to Anna Susi. Susi gets possession for Hunterdon Central as that whistle is blown in her favor, and she passes it to Sponzo. Number 13 tries to start something up for Kittatinny, trips, but Scally and Rowinski gets possession for Hunterdon Central. Hunterdon Central is on it with Scally with that ball battle against number 28, Cameron Volpe. However, that does not go. However, it goes into Central's favor as Ella Rowinski hits it in. Sponzo receives the pass and is on it. However, yep, it is in her possession as she hits it from the 32-yard line, trying to pass it to Rowinski. Rowinski did a really good job trying to control that ball. However, ball goes wide off of Schnell's possession, and Kittatinny has possession. Kittatinny is going to hit it from the 25-yard line. Passes it, ends up in Sponzo's possession instead of a Kittatinny player's possession. Happens quite frequently. And Schnell is on it, trying to score. However, Kittatinny steps on the ball, and the ball ends up in Central's possession as they've been awarded a short corner for that. And Amanda Walker will take the short corner for Hunterdon Central as all the defenders and the goaltender are in the net for Kittatinny. Amanda Walker is really good at this short corner stuff, passes it to Duda, lifts it. Albert knocks it down from that attempt. Good try by Duda. And Ella is on the possession. Ella Rowinski. She also plays lacrosse in the springtime. And she also plays for a Triple Threat Elite Iron. Kittatinny trying to quell Central's advances. Scally is on that ball battle against Kittatinny. Kittatinny has been trying to get back this possession. It's not looking good if you have Scally on you trying to get possession.
And just look at how Scally just shoves her into the corner, has no place for her to go. She has to just hit that ball and see what Kittatinny can make out of it. Scally just does a great job on defense, which is why she's such a strong, powerful player. It's going to be Kittatinny possession. We'll see if they can do anything with this. Not too much movement from them so far in this quarter.
Yeah, Hunterdon Central's been locking them down pretty well this game. I don't want to curse them in the next half as the ball goes out and Rowinski has possession, will be hitting it in for Hunterdon Central. Passes it to Sponzo. Sponzo with the ball, rifles it in, so close. Gebhardt with the ball, trying to get it past Albert. Albert has been dealing with so many of the barrages of shots, and Albert quells that. And a whistle was blown, and it will be a long corner for Hunterdon Central, or a short corner just on the other side, as Kittatinny elects to have all their defenders and the goaltender in the net just to prevent as much offensive chance as they have. And she passes it to Sloan Coddington. As I think Maggie Scally hits it in for Hunterdon Central.
You know, that was just such a powerful shot from Maggie. No way the goalie was going to stop that. So
Scally. Yeah.
Major congratulations to her. Danica and Adriana Dudas celebrating in the back. Maggie Scally is a junior this year, so still much more to come from her in the upcoming next year's season.
Yeah, like you said about upcoming, she plays basketball for the Lady Red Devils, and she will be playing lacrosse in the spring. She had a good season with Immaculata, and for lacrosse and basketball and field hockey. So she's a very athletic person, which is very good for Hunterdon Central. Possession is with Anna Susi, as she's going to be hitting it from the 30-yard line. Amanda Walker gets the pass from Susi. She's getting swarmed by Kittatinny, and the ball goes out of bounds. And Susi will have the possession for Hunterdon Central at the 39 hash actually. As Rowinski gets the possession from Susi, passes it to Schnell. Schnell tries to rifle it. Kittatinny players were on her. Another whistle was blown. However, Rowinski got the possession back for Hunterdon Central. Passes it to Lucia Capone. Capone rifles it to Scally. Scally trying to get it out of Payne Kelly's hands. Just almost done it. Kelly was on it. And Susi is on Kelly, trying to make sure she doesn't get further than the 30-yard line. Amanda Walker is on it. And parents are very rowdy in this crowd. Hunterdon Central Field Hockey has a strong fan base. And Anna Susi is on it for Hunterdon Central as the time ticks by in the final 20 seconds of the first half. As Gebhardt maintains possession for Central. Rifles it to Schnell. Schnell trying to get a chance. And it almost went in, just hit off the post as the final 2 seconds wane. And there is the first half of the game. 3-0 Hunterdon Central. We'll stay tuned.
And joining us here at halftime of today's Central Field Hockey game, Red Devil senior Anna Susi. So Anna, let's talk about how well this season has gone so far for you guys. What's been the difference to turn around a rough year last year into such a positive experience so far this year?
Yeah, I think just like reflecting on last year and talking with the coaches really helped us, and just working even harder, knowing that we want this year to be better than last year.
Easier said than done, though. When players are around, there can be that quote-unquote culture of losing. What does it take to kind of turn that around? How do you sort of kind of rebound from that?
I think just coming together as like teammates and just knowing that like we all had the same season last year and we all like felt the same, and just working together harder helped.
Anna, what's been most impressive about this year's club in your estimation?
I think just holding each other accountable has been the most impressive. Like we always like lift each other up, and it's just great to see that everybody wants each other to do better this season.
And Anna, when you look back at this time of life, especially now as a senior, what are you going to remember most about being a part of this Red Devils field hockey program?
I think I'm just going to remember becoming closer every year with my teammates. Just like seeing how we've grown from freshman year to this year it's really nice.
And that was Red Devils senior Anna Susi. Stay tuned for second half action.
And we're back on the second half of Hunterdon Central field hockey action. Hunterdon Central will be scoring that on the left. Kittatinny will be scoring on the right this half as they switch. as the team switches during the halves. There will be the same first line with Gebhardt, Walker, and Schnell as Coddington has possession of the ball. However, Kittatinny regains possession. Coddington's on it. Whistle is blown, and it is in Coddington's favor. And she hands it over to Susie to hit it on the 35-yard line. Susie tried to get it to Sponzo. Shot goes a little too hard and wide. And Gebhardt is on it. Susie with the possession for Hunterdon Central. Trying to get a strategic pass. Passes it to Sloan Coddington. Coddington has possession from the 48-yard line. Passes it to Sponzo. Sponzo to Redmond on the opposite end of the field. Redmond is stripped of the ball by Volpe. Volpe and Redmond are having a ball battle. Redmond is currently winning the ball battle and ends up turning it over to Rayleigh Dipple for Kittatinny. Sponzo is trying to get the ball back for Hunterdon Central as Kittatinny is trying to get themselves out of the hole they dug themselves with a 3 deficit to Hunterdon Central. Kittatinny will have possession of this ball from the 20-yard line and rifles it to Redmond, but however, it goes off of her second, hits Kittatinny player's foot, and Kittatinny regains possession. Gebhardt trying to quell that possession opportunity by Kittatinny, and Kittatinny just persevered and got possession. However, Scally tried to get out of her hands, and Sponzo trying to get out of her hands too. Scally tried to pass it back. Kittatinny player just intercepted it.
You know, safe to say, really aggressive game so far in this third quarter. Impressive jobs from both Kittatinny and the Red Devils as they both really move around and just try to gain possession of the ball. You've seen both sides play really aggressive, go for the ball, nice defense from both sides. Just pretty even game so far in this second half.
For sure. Not much work for Podnicker so far in this game, as the defense for Hunterdon Central has been pretty formidable for this game, as Walker is trying to chase that pass by Hunterdon Central, and Gebhardt is on the possession for Hunterdon Central. Passes it back to Anna Susie, passes it to Maggie Scally, passes it to Jocelyn Sponzo, and Lucia Capone is on the possession to Kaylin Redmond. Redmond finds it to Lucia Capone. Stripped of that by Peyton Kelly. Redmond hits it. Shot goes wide, out of bounds. No need to manage a barrage of shots for Abby Albert, the goaltender for Kittatinny. Kittatinny will have possession around the 15-yard line in this game so far, and Walker was on the interception. However, and she has possession, so no turnover. It's given to Sponzo from the 20-yard line, passes it to Maggie Scally as she rifles it to the other end to get a scoring opportunity. However, that was stopped by Abby Albert.
Ashley Gebhardt attempts to make something out of that pass from Scally, but unfortunately just isn't able to with all the defense back there against her.
However, it's in our favor as we've been awarded a short corner, as Walker is going to take the short corner as Kittatinny elects to have all their their defenders and their goaltender in the net, and she'll be passing it to Jilly Schnell. Schnell passes it to Gebhardt, and Redmond has it. Albert said nope to that opportunity, as another opportunity was trying to be made. However, Kittatinny did not want that to happen as they're stuck in a 3-0 deficit. Susie is on the possession for Hunterdon Central as she's going to be hitting it around the 25-yard line. Passes it to Coddington. Coddington passes it back to Susie. However, Susie couldn't manage to hold possession. However, She did get the possession back as the whistle was blown in her favor. Walker tried to regain that possession, tried to get the possession from the pass. However, it bounced off her stick and went out of bounds. And the Kittatinny Regional High School Cougars has it from the 15-yard line. Rifles it back. Redmond tried to quell that rifle from Kittatinny. A little unsuccessful, however. Central was trying to prevent that offensive opportunity by Samantha Rutenberg. Kittatinny's first major offensive zone opportunity. Shot goes wide as now Adriana Duda will hit the ball in from the opposite end from the 15-yard line. Duda tries to pass it to Sponzo, but Kittatinny read that pass well and intercepted it. Ball is now in Coddington's possession as he passes it to Walker, goes up the field and out. Kittatinny regains possession. Number 16 from Kittatinny. 16 will be hitting it from the 45-yard line and passes it to Volpe, key player, cornerstone player for the Kittatinny Regional High School Cougars. Redmond on the ball. Tries to pass it to Gebhardt. Kittatinny read that pass pretty well. As Scally is on the ball, passes it back. Ball just goes out, and Kittatinny has possession. No, it was actually Hunterdon Central gets possession, as I think it got off of a Kittatinny player's stick. Redmond will be in charge of hitting the ball back into play. Passes it to Kayla Redmond. Gets it to Olorwinski. Redmond's on the ball, however, Kittatinny read that ball pretty well and gained possession back. The ball battle between Redmond and another Kittatinny player as Kittatinny gains possession, however, Central gains possession now. Ball goes out by Kittatinny. And Redmond will hit it in. However, that hidden chance was stopped by Kittatinny as Central is losing yardage. Kittatinny hits it in. Scally read that pass really well and prevent any major pass from Kittatinny. Kittatinny is trying to get out of this Central zone as trying to go into no man's land. It's been really tough for them. Central's been trying to keep that deficit alive and even add on to that deficit that Kittatinny has to them. Another whistle was blown and Kittatinny will have possession as she rifles it in. Some turf gets ripped up and Scally is on the ball, getting swarmed by a Kittatinny player, lifts it, and it just goes out as number 10 for Kittatinny will have the possession for them. And her responsibility is to get it back in play.
You know, we're about halfway through this third quarter. No goal score at all for either Kittatinny or for Hunterdon Central. But overall, a very aggressive fight from both teams. I would say more aggressive than in the first half. Kittatinny knows that this game is crucial for them in the Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament. They either win and move on, or they do not. So Hunterdon Central knows the same. Hunterdon Central does have that 3-0 lead from Maggie Scally, Amanda Walker, and Ashley Gebhardt as they hope to score some more goals. But Kittatinny does know that this game is crucial for them, which is why I feel like we are seeing so much aggression from the Cougars.
Yeah, and just as you were talking, Julia, Maggie Scally tried to lift it to the goal, however it hit number 8 of Kittatinny as possession turned over to them. Well, Redmond's on the play, trying to get it off the field. Kittatinny has been swarming her as she's a pretty formidable midfielder, can score, can create plays, and defend all in one package, which is important for our player in the midfield for sure. Lucia Capone is on that ball, trying to prevent any offensive opportunities by Kittatinny, as they are stuck in that 3-0 deficit against Hunterdon Central. The ball goes out of play. Possession will be given to Kittatinny. Kittatinny rifles it in, goes to number 31, however, goes a little too wide, as Sloan Coddington is trying to get possession back from Hunterdon Central. Whistle was blown on Hunterdon Central, I presume, as Kittatinny's number 45, Payne Kelly, has possession. And we'll be hitting it in from the out-of-bound line in the field hockey game. And Hunterdon Central is trying to prevent any offensive opportunities, as Kittatinny is still leading them. It's not easy for field hockey players to score, especially in such a large deficit as a 3-0 one. And there's a lot of pressure as it's a tournament game. Onasusi is trying to quell that opportunity by Payne Kelly, a senior on that team. Really good play by her. Really good play. Amanda Walker is on the possession. Our D1 commit to Ryder. And now Susie passes it to Edo. Now she's checked in. Edo can play midfield and play forward. So she's a pretty reliable player to have on your roster, as she's now in the game for Hunterdon Central. Central is a very deep roster, so it's pretty good to have that. Kittatinny passes it to another Kittatinny player. Scally tried to get on her, which is really good how aggressive she is. And just the ball goes out, and Susie has the possession for Hunterdon Central. Will be hitting it from the out-of-bound mark. Oh, and Kittatinny tried to prevent her advance. She just passes it well to Sponzo and passes it to Edo. Edo passes it to Redmond. And Redmond's on the possession. Goes a little wide as Amanda Walker is trying to keep that in, but Kittatinny will have the possession as Central hit it out of bounds. 2 minutes and 34 seconds left in the quarter. Whistle was blown just to allow the Kittatinny player to find their spot to hit it from. Hitting it from the 15-yard line. Rifles it, however, Sky was there to stop that any far attempt by a Kittatinny player. And Onasusi is trying to push it upfield. Payne Kelly is like, no, you can't do that. However, Susie is on Payne Kelly pretty hard, which is really good. Shows how strong of a way she can play both sides of the field, offensively and defensively, trying to prevent any offensive chances by Kittatinny.
Some nice defense from Adriana Duda. She really just went in against Kittatinny and told them who's boss, getting that up to her midfield for Central, which is now once again in play, and Kittatinny with the ball.
Kittatinny has been trying to get their chances on the board. Central's been very, very upfront and said, this is our home. You can't get this in. So Hunterdon Central has been on it, and Onasusi is a key person with that playmaking and possession, alongside with Maggie Scally. And their goal scored by Walker, Gebhardt, and Scally just to keep them in the lead, which is very important, especially in a game like this, or in any field hockey game, but more especially that it's a county tournament game. Sloan Coddington gets the possession back for Hunterdon Central as the refs rule it in her favor, and Sponzo is on the possession. And Kittatinny trying to prevent that. Susie gets that ball as they try to pass it back, however loses it to another Kittatinny player. Scally passes it to Susie. Pass goes a little wide, but Susie managed to receive it. Volpe on a rush. Scally trying to quell that rush. And Coddington also was trying to quell that rush, and Redmond just finally quelled it for them. But ball goes out of play. And Kittatinny will be on the possession from the out-of-bound mark around Hunterdon Central bench. As the final 2 seconds wane in the third quarter, and we'll be back. Score is 3-0, Hunterdon Central. And we're back for some fourth quarter action for Hunterdon Central Field Hockey. And the game just started. Edo will be with Walker and Sponzo starting the game out. Edo can play the draw alongside with Ashley Gebhardt, and Rowinski checks in. She has possession. Hunterdon Central trying to maintain that lead, even capitalize on that lead for sure. And now Coddington has possession for Hunterdon Central and passes it to Rowinski to take it in as she's swarmed by 3 Kittatinny players. However, passes it back to Coddington. Coddington, a well-known senior on this squad, very, very productive, which is very important. Hunterdon Central has possession. Chanel passes it to Edo. Sponzo, everyone's trying to get it in. So many people on the sticks, it's crazy. Rowinski tried to get it in, and shot goes wide. It's giving Abby Alberts some time to breathe. That was crazy how much of a barrage Hunterdon Central was putting on them. And now number 10 for Kittatinny will be hitting it in from the 15-yard line. Actually, yep, she did. And Sloan Coddington prevented any crazy thing happening for Kittatinny. Stripped of that possession. However,
it's going to be Central's possession. Sloan, pretty powerful pass, just like Scally. She's able to make some moves on it to Edo.
Another whistle was blown. However, Edo passes across the field to Redmond as she's getting swarmed by several Kittatinny players. Another whistle is blown. I think the players didn't hear it the first time, and Redmond has possession for Hunterdon Central. She's a very good midfielder for Hunterdon Central, which is very important to have on a team trying to win the Hunterdon Moore and Sussex. Our school has been pretty good with that. As Hunterdon Central has been awarded a short corner, and Kittatinny has elected to have all 4 defenders in the net alongside the goaltender. And now they are going to be passing it. Amanda Walker will be giving the short corner to Hunterdon Central, and Ashley Mitchko has checked in for Hunterdon Central. Redmond gets the pass from Walker. Ooh, a close attempt into the net by Scally. Just a little wide.
Scally was in the air. Amanda tried to do something with it because she knew it was just going to be a little too wide. Fortunately, didn't get too far for Central, but overall, really nice attempt.
For sure. Maggie Scally is known for scoring and known for being an aggressive player on the field, which is definitely a thing all field hockey teams need. But we're lucky to have her at Hunterdon Central. And now Kittatinny has possession from the 21-yard line, and she will be passing it to Kittatinny. However, Coddington quells that opportunity. Scally quells the opportunity for Hunterdon Central for Kittatinny. And Coddington, Rowinski's on it. So many people on the ball trying to get it in. Edo was knocked down by Kittatinny. However, the ball is in Kittatinny's favor. Whiffed it by Kittatinny, and now Coddington is on that, trying to get it back to Hunterdon Central, as she does. Tries to pass it to Rowinski, goes a little wide. Walker manages to collect it. Walker passes it to Edo. Edo trying to get it in. Kittatinny stopped that opportunity and passes it to, it ends up in Scally's possession. Scally trying to rifle it in another time. Payne Kelly said no, not happening. Trying to prevent more scoring opportunities for Central. It's been really hard for Kittatinny. Capone was trying to get it back, and she does win the ball battle as the refs did rule in her favor. And now Chanel is on it, trying to pass it across. Ball ends up in Kittatinny's possession as the ball went off of Chanel's stick. Redmond to a Kittatinny player, trying to prevent that pass. Now we have Scally trying to cross over the field. Kittatinny said, nope, not happening. Coddington trying to prevent any Kittatinny action alongside with Adriana Duda. Final line of defense is Danica Podniker. As 10 minutes remain in the quarter. Hunterdon Central trying to prevent Kittatinny's advances. Shot pass goes a little too wide for Kittatinny as Duda manages to clear it. Duda prevents that pass from going any further. Very good job by Hunterdon Central as Coddington is on that. And now Schnell heading up the field. Getting swarmed by Kittatinny. A whistle goes in favor.
It's going to be Central's ball. Looks like Amanda Walker going to take this one.
Yeah, I think it's a short corner this time was called, and now all the defenders for Kittatinny is in the net with their goaltender. 4 defenders and a goaltender in a can. What will happen against Hunterdon Central? Sloan Coddington gets to passes it to Scally. Shot goes wide, pretty close to getting it in. Scally had like 2 scoring chances in this quarter, which is crazy. But it's not surprising, though, that she's really good at getting these scoring chances for Hunterdon Central. Passes it back, and Geoffrey checks in for the first time in this game. Libby Geoffrey, a defender for Hunterdon Central, as she's a junior, and we'll see her more next year. She's a really good player. Good defensively for Hunterdon Central. Definitely a key player to have in your squad. As Amanda Walker is getting subbed in by Cassie Stallwood. Cassie Stallwood checks in for the first time. Now we have an offensive chance trying to ruin for Kittatinny. However, that pass goes wide. Schnell. Condon's trying to get it for Hunterdon Central. And I think she does. I'd go off the Kittatinny player's stick. Central has to keep Kittatinny off the board for 7 minutes and 50 seconds, which I think they can do. I mean, they did that for Montgomery. I think they can do it here. Scally on the possession with the help of Stallwood. Ooh, could be a potential foul against Scally. Indeed, it is. Green card was called against Scally. It's not her first green card of the season.
You know, an aggressive player comes with a little bit of aggressive actions, so just a slight push with the stick there is all it's going to take to get a green card on her record, but no worries, she's still in the game, still a very dominant player.
She's right now by the scorers table over there as Central plays a man down for the next 2 minutes. Kittatinny has the man advantage. And if Kittatinny scores, Scally still stays out. It's not like hockey when if you score, you get out of the box. No, it's not. Field hockey, you continue on playing. Central trying to score shorthanded, preventing the opportunities by Kittatinny as Stallwood is on the ball. Passes it to Kira Yarrow. And Kira Yarrow tried to pass it back to Stallwood as Kittatinny player has got that pass. Kittatinny trying to use that advantage to their advantage, of course. And Edo has the possession for Hunterdon Central at the 20-yard line with a man down. Ball is near the crease, but the ball goes back into Kittatinny's favor. And the penalty will be soon over for Scally, hopefully, within the next following minutes. Edo is on the possession for Hunterdon Central, and the ball goes out. However, I think Edo will regain the possession. Yes, she does, around the out-of-bound mark by the 35-yard line, 25-yard line. Football math. As Kittatinny takes that advantage and tries to use that rush to get the advantage to score. However, Central's been trying to quell that. Very good job by Lucia Capone around the out of bounds, trying to prevent anything from Kittatinny. Ooh, nearly dangerous play on Edo. A whistle was blown.
That was a sub, I believe. Ashley Gebhardt is entering the game again. She's number 34 on midfield.
And Hunterdon Central is back to full strength now, as the Maggie Ciali penalty has been lifted. And Michka Rowinski is on the ball, passes it to Stallwood, just goes a little wide out of Stallwood's reach. And now Kittatinny has an opportunity to get an offensive chance, Bruin, but Curiaro blocks that pass in. Michko is on the ball, trying to prevent anything and trying to cause an offensive chance. Central must either score or try to keep Kittatinny off the board to successfully win this quarterfinal match. The Kittatinny. Celino Edo on the possession and trying to create something. Passes it to Geoffrey, but a whistle was blown. Unsure who the ball will be going in favor to.
Looks like
it goes to Edo. As the ball goes out of play, and Hunterdon Central is awarded with the possession, as Geoffrey will be hitting it from the 25-yard line. Passes it to, I think, Connington or Yarrow. Didn't go so well, maybe. Hunterdon Central is on the possession. Edo is on the ball, trying to pass it. Hits a Kittatinny player on the shin, the thigh, and now Kittatinny has regained possession from Hunterdon Central. Kittatinny trying to prevent Central's opportunities within the last 3 minutes left in the quarter. Geoffrey trying to prevent Kittatinny advances alongside Lucia Capone. Capone hits it out, and Kittatinny regains possession around the 45-yard line.
You know, as time ticks down, only 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Kittatinny knows that they really have to anchor on this. They're really just trying to get some sort of possession, make the score slightly less than it is. 3-0 right now in Hunterdon Central's favor.
For sure. We don't see Kittatinny often, so we don't know how they are against their opponents. But with this aggressive play, we can tell they're a dominant force in their conference. For sure. And Hunterdon Central has been just giving them a hard time, especially with the 3 goals scored by Gebhardt, Walker, and Scally. It's definitely a sight to see. Hunterdon Central is going to most likely win it at home as the time ticks down in the final 2 minutes of the quarter. Kittatinny is on the possession. Rowinski trying to quell that as 2 players are trying to get past her from Kittatinny. Coddington trying to get the ball. She does. Jukes the Kittatinny players. Advances and passes it to Rowinski. As she passes it to Stallwood. Stallwood passes it to Gebhardt. Gebhardt's on the ball, trying to make a break, figuring out who should she pass it to. She heads to the edge of the field with number 11 for Kittatinny on her. That is Rayleigh Dipple. And now Geoffrey trying to prevent that advance. Now Coddington, Capone, and Duda. Now it's Sienna DePaulo checks in for Duda as a final layer of defense before Kelly Weaver. Kelly Weaver is now in goal for Hunterdon Central. And now with the final minute in the game, Hunterdon Central must prevent any scoring chances from Kittatinny in such a short period of time. Stallwood clears it out of Kittatinny's advances. However, it goes out, and number 10 for Kittatinny will hit it in from the 30-yard line. Hits it in to a swarm of Kittatinny players. Number 45, Peyton Kelly, is on that ball. However, Coddington stripped that out of her hands. Edo is on the possession, trying to prevent anything within the last 10 seconds of the game. And with the collapse, most likely it's going to end up in Hunterdon Central's favor with a 3-0 win. And that is right. Hunterdon Central wins 3-0 against the Kittatinny Cougars in Hunterdon County Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament in the quarterfinal. And now they're moving to the semis.
Really good. That game was really high energy. We're all happy to walk away with the win today. It's been a big improvement. Last year we had not a great season. We're already doing a lot better than last year. And the energy this year is a lot higher. We all want to do well and we all want to move on as far as we can. It's really exciting. Starting my freshman year, I was always excited to join this team, and now my senior year playing varsity is just such a great feeling.